Let me tell you about three awesome stepbrothers. Their names are Leo, Max, and Sam. Leo was the oldest and honestly the best builder. Max was super funny and absolutely loved to explore caves. And Sam, the youngest, was just amazing with redstone. These guys, well, they were the ultimate Minecraft team. They spent every afternoon after school in their basement. The big TV would light up with the blocky world they loved so much. They built giant castles that touched the clouds and dug deep mines looking for shiny diamonds. They were more than just stepbrothers. They were a legendary building crew, known only to each other in their cozy gaming den. Now, these brothers had a very weird rule. It was a secret rule, a super important one. They never, ever wore socks when they played Minecraft, not even on cold days. They believed that playing with bare feet brought them good luck. Leo said it helped him feel more connected to the ground, just like Steve in the game. Max thought it made him run faster from creepers, even though, honestly, he was just sitting on the couch. Sam was sure that his sockless toes helped him think better about his complex redstone creation. So before every single game, it was a race to see who could kick off their socks the fastest. Today, on this very important day of July 16th, 2025, they were working on their biggest project ever. It was a massive castle complete with a lava moat and tall pointy towers. Leo was carefully placing the final blocks on the highest tower. Max was down below, planting a forest of oak trees around the castle walls. Sam was busy inside, creating a secret piston door that led to their treasure room. "This is our best build yet!" Leo shouted, his eyes glued to the screen. "No creeper will ever get into this fortress!" Max yelled back, laughing as he accidentally planted a flower instead of a tree. They were having the best time. Suddenly, something strange happened. The castle on the screen started to flicker. The colors looked all wrong. The blocks began to wobble, like they were made of jelly. "Whoa, what's happening?" Sam asked, his voice a little shaky. The TV started to hum, a low buzzing sound that grew louder and louder. A bright purple light poured out from the screen, filling the whole basement with a mysterious glow. The brothers huddled together on the couch, their bare feet tucked underneath them. They had never seen a glitch like this before. It was not a normal Minecraft bug, it was something else entirely. The humming became a roar and the light grew blindingly bright. The purple light swirled like a giant whirlpool. It pulled at them, tugging on their clothes and hair. "I can't see!" Max yelled, covering his eyes. "It's pulling us in!" Leo shouted, trying to hold on to the couch, but the force was too strong. One by one, the brothers were lifted off their feet. They floated in the air for a second, their eyes wide with shock and, honestly, a little bit of excitement. It felt like being on a roller coaster that was going backward and forward at the same time. The world of their basement, with its comfy couch and discarded socks, disappeared behind them as they were pulled straight into the glowing screen of the TV. Whoosh! They tumbled through a tunnel of flashing colors and strange sounds. It was a crazy mix of blocky Minecraft textures and weird futuristic noises. They saw pixelated chickens flying next to shiny metal objects. They heard the oof sound of a Minecraft character mixed with loud, zappy laser blasts. "This is so weird!" Sam screamed, but his voice was lost in the noise. It was a total sensory overload, a mashup of two worlds that should never, ever be together. Leo, Max, and Sam held on to each other, a trio of sockless adventurers flying through a digital storm, not knowing where they would land. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. The brothers landed with a soft thump on something green and grassy. They blinked, and the bright, swirling lights were gone. They were in a field of tall grass under a bright blue sky. But this was not Minecraft. The world wasn't made of blocks. The trees looked real, with individual leaves that swayed in the breeze. In the distance, they saw colourful buildings and a giant, silly-looking tomato head on top of a restaurant. A brightly coloured bus with a balloon attached to it floated silently in the sky above them. It was all so strange and different. "Guys, I don't think we're in Minecraft anymore," Leo said, stating the obvious. He wiggled his bare toes in the soft grass. It felt surprisingly nice. Max jumped up and down. "Look, I can jump so high here," he exclaimed, doing a little dance. Sam pointed toward a nearby building. "What is that?" he asked. It was a wooden shack, but it was being built right before their eyes, planks of wood magically appearing out of thin air. They were confused, amazed, and a little bit scared. They had been pulled from their blocky home into a new cartoonish world they did not recognize. Their grand sockless adventure had just begun. A friendly character wearing a pink bear costume waved at them from a distance. "Hey, you new here?" she called out, her voice cheerful. The brothers looked at each other, not sure what to do. Yeah, where are we?" Max shouted back. The bear character skipped over. "You're on the island. Welcome to Fortnite," she said. Fortnite, the brothers had heard of that game. It was the one with all the dancing and building battles. They'd never played it before. They were Minecraft pros, not Fortnite fighters. This was going to be a huge challenge. The bear, whose name was Cuddle Team Leader, showed them how to harvest materials by hitting things with a pickaxe. Their first attempts were hilarious. Leo tried to punch a tree, like in Minecraft, but just ended up hurting his hand. "Ouch, that's not a block," he complained. Max tried to build a wall for protection, but he kept building ramps by mistake, sending himself flying into the air and landing in a bush. Sam, however, found his talent. He discovered that their sockless feet were perfect for sneaking. He could creep up on opponents without making a sound because he didn't have clunky shoes on. He tiptoed through the grass, his bare feet making him practically invisible. The sockless tradition was already paying off in this strange new world. Their teamwork, honed by years of building Minecraft castles, became their greatest strength. They faced a tough challenge when another player, wearing a scary skull costume, started shooting at them from a tall tower. Leo, the master builder, quickly remembered what Cuddle Team Leader taught him. "Max, get materials. Sam, distract him," he ordered. Max started swinging his pickaxe at everything in sight, gathering wood and stone. Sam used his sockless sneaking skills to run around the base of the tower, making the skull player look down and lose focus. It was a risky but brilliant plan forged from their shared gaming history. With the materials Max gathered, Leo started building. He didn't build a simple wall. He built a confusing maze of stairs and platforms, a trick he learned from watching Fortnite videos. The skull player got lost in Leo's crazy structure. This gave Sam the perfect chance. He quietly built a ramp up the back of the tower. When he reached the top, he did the funniest thing he could think of. He didn't fight. He started doing a silly dance he saw another player do. The skull player was so confused that he stopped shooting. The brothers had survived their first battle, not with force, but with teamwork and a bit of silliness. Just as they were celebrating their victory dance, a dark purple cloud began to close in on the island. "The storm is coming," Cuddle Team Leader shouted, pointing to the sky. "We have to get to the safe zone." The storm was a dangerous energy field that shrank the playable area of the map. The brothers started to run, their bare feet pounding against the ground. The sockless advantage came in handy again. They felt nimbler and faster, easily dodging obstacles and leaping over fences. They could feel the texture of the ground, which helped them keep their balance as they raced against the encroaching purple wall of doom. They ran towards the center of the island, following a crowd of other players. But as they ran, Leo spotted something in the sky. It wasn't the battle bus, it was a crack, a shimmering purple crack in the very fabric of the sky, looking just like the light that had pulled them from their basement. "Look! The rift!" Leo yelled, pointing upwards. "That looks like the thing that brought us here. Maybe it can take us home." It was a long shot, but it was their only hope. They had to reach it before the storm closed in completely and trapped them in this game forever. Getting to the rift was the ultimate challenge. They had to build their way up high into the sky. Working together, they built a massive ramp, just like the ones Max had been accidentally building earlier. Leo designed it, Max gathered the resources at lightning speed, and Sam protected their base with clever traps. Other players saw what they were doing and tried to shoot them down, but the brothers were a perfect team. They built and climbed higher and higher, their bare feet gripping the wooden planks. The storm was right behind them, its crackling energy nipping at their heels as they placed the final piece of their sky-high staircase. They reached the top, breathless and exhausted. The rift pulsed with energy just a few feet away. They looked at each other, took a deep breath, and jumped. For a moment, they were floating, surrounded by the same swirling purple light as before. Then, with a gentle whoosh, they landed softly back on their basement couch. The TV was normal again, showing their Minecraft castle, safe and sound. Their socks were still in a pile on the floor. It was as if no time had passed at all. They had learned that their teamwork and their silly sockless tradition could help them face any challenge in any game. Leo picked up a controller. "So," he said with a grin, "who's ready for a round of Fortnite?"